Good morning, it's Teresa. Welcome to my Monday moment on Monday, the 28th of June 2021. I just want to talk today a little bit about psychological safety. I've been reading or rereading and re-listening to, I should say, two books that I really enjoy about psychological safety, probably the two most pivotal books at the moment. So, first one, Amy Edmondson, Fearless Organisation, obviously, where we sort of get this phrase from, really, I think, Amy's work. And then the second one is Tim Clarke's work, The Four Stages of Psychological Safety. So I was just pondering about the differences between these two approaches. And I just thought I'd put it out there really because I'm interested in what you think. So, having read Amy's book, where we talk very much about psychological safety at the organisational level, which is, my kind of understanding of how psychological safety is driven through leadership and creating the safe space for people to raise concerns and discuss the things that are potentially making them unsafe at work. And then taking Tim's approach, which seems to me to be a bit more I would say, individualistic. And this kind of moving feast almost that Tim describes between an individual joining an organization or a team and going through this transition almost through these four stages. And also, what was really clear to me in the book from Tim was this actually part of this transition is we can move back and forth through each of these four stages. Anyway, this got me really thinking because obviously this is an area that we do quite a lot of work in with our client base. So I'm really interested in your thoughts, but my thoughts really on trying to kind of meld the two books together was if psychological safety is created and driven according to sort of, when you read Amy's book, this high level piece around leadership, creating this fearless organization and creating the context and the environment at the organizational level. Then you take Tim's perspective of almost psychological safety being created at the peer level, and individuals moving through this transition and moving back and forth through each of the four levels, dependent on the context or initiating events or something like that. My thinking was actually maybe the good starting point for psychological safety improvement is actually at the supervisor level. Now, I know that we talk a lot about supervisor level in our organizations, and I kind of call it the fudge level because when I work with teams of supervisors, what I observe is them almost being the linchpin between what's going on at the top of the organization and what's going on at the bottom of the organization. And they're kind of like trying to almost manage messages up and down the organization constantly and trying to strike this even balance of keeping management happy and assured that things are happening, but also then keeping the workforce happy and trying to kind of make this fudge sticky stuff in the middle all work. And it's a really untenable job at times. Certainly, some of the organisations that we've helped and supported, this has been a real challenge to try and align supervisors to the corporate sort of values and intent and the mission, whilst enabling them to create this safe space for open discussion for the people that work for them. So I really think that supervisors are key in creating psychological safety. And what I've read in Amy's book or books, and what I've read in Tim's book kind of reinforces that belief. So that's kind of what I've taken away from it, this individualistic approach to psychological safety that comes from Tim with the four stages, which you can see these individuals moving through as they, increase their tenure with the organization. And then organization the culture being created at the leadership level through Amy's, research, and trying to bring those together. But if we don't work at the piece in the middle, then we potentially have these two different cultures, which is something that I see pretty much every day in the work that I do. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say the amount of times that I've sat with a CEO or a COO or some senior operational leader, and I've heard exactly the same aspiration from him or her as I've heard from, the worker on the shop floor, on the production line, digging the hole, doing whatever they're doing at the sharp end. And these people ultimately want the same thing. They don't want to hurt people. They want to do a great job. They want their company to succeed, and they all want everyone, themselves included, and their colleagues to go home safely at the end of it every night. And I've yet to meet an organisation where ultimately those two things are different. So there's something getting lost in translation in the middle, and I know that that's where Paradigm kind of works in the fudge almost. I think it's probably a good way of marketing what we do. We work in the fudge. So I'd be really interested in your thoughts on this. Also, if anyone has used Tim's 4 stages to measure psychological safety at the organisational level, I'd really like to learn a little bit more about that, because I'm interested to see how it works. To be honest with you, I'm a little bit skeptical about it, but that's because I haven't experienced it. I haven't been on his courses, so let me just put that out there. So I'm interested in your feedback. So please, maybe respond in the comments below, or just drop me a line and have a conversation. That would be great. This week, we've got an exciting week lined up, as always. We're running some investigation training with our cohorts from a couple of our major client organisations. I've got a couple of strategy days with new clients this week, which are really exciting. I had an amazing one last week with Mini Mobile up in Ilkeston in Derby. I popped an article on LinkedIn about that. I had an amazing day, and we got some really great feedback from Andrew Thompson and his leadership team. So thanks to Chris Watcham, the Health and Safety Director at Mobile Mini UK, for making that happen. That was such an amazing day. On Thursday, on the Learning Organisation webinar, we have John Agnew from the Glass and Glazing Federation. He's coming on to talk to us about operationalising HOP and health and safety. So that will be a really interesting webinar as well. I'm really looking forward to meeting John and hearing what he has to say. Not least of all because I know that he's got the amazing James McPherson in his organisation as his health and safety manager. So it'll be really interesting to see the impact that James has had on that organisation, and of course their member organisations as well. So that's a little bit about our week this week, and I hope you have an amazing week. Let me know what you've got on, share in the comments, and give me your thoughts on this topic, psychological safety. What are you thinking? Stay safe, take care, see you soon. Bye.